We have Cash, who is very intrigued in the camera today. Hey, Cash. Mommy's trying to do a read aloud. Yeah. Hi, boys. Yes, are you saying hello? Okay. Oh, that's a big yawn. Can you go lay down now so Mommy can do a read aloud? Are you saying hi? This is our day, you guys. All right. So, I talked to a couple different classes. I don't know why I look so white. It's just going to be how it is. I talked to a couple different classes about what they wanted to do for Read Aloud, and I showed a couple different books. And our next unit's going to be on poetry, but we really wouldn't start that more until the end of May. Can you stop, please? Thank you. No. Stop. Enough. Anyway, we wouldn't really start that till the end of May, so I wanted to read a couple other books that wouldn't take that long, that are really, really good, and just have a fun read aloud time. So what was voted on is The One and Only Ivan, which some of you may have been read to or read already, but the other reason why we chose this is actually its sequel just came out, which is The One and Only Bob. So I'm going to read this one once we are finished reading this one. I haven't even read this one yet, so I'll be reading it on my own while I'm reading this one aloud to you. So the back of the book, it says, Ivan is an easygoing gorilla living in a shopping mall. He has grown accustomed to humans watching him through the glass walls of his domain. So domain is like where they live. He rarely misses his life in the jungle. In fact, he hardly ever thinks about it at all. Instead, Ivan thinks about TV shows he's seen, his friends Stella and Bob, and painting. Then he meets Ruby, a baby elephant taken from her family, and she makes Ivan see their home and his own art through new eyes. When Ruby arrives, change comes with her, and it's up to Ivan to make it change for the better. So we're going to learn about Ivan and Bob and Stella and Ruby. Now, one thing about this that I want to tell you is this book is written from Ivan's perspective. So it's written from the perspective of a gorilla. And it's very, like, short, little sections. So, The One and Only Ivan is what it's called. It is, given to Julia, and the first quote says, "It's never too late to be what you might have been," by George Eliot. I will say I tried to upload this yesterday, so that's why I'm recording it again, but it just wouldn't work. Like, I was having technical difficulties, so hopefully we don't have that today. Alright, so domain we already heard, which is territory, but I'm not going to read the other words in the glossary until we come across them. So, first chapter. Hello, I am Ivan. I am a gorilla. It's not as easy as it looks. Names. People call me the freeway gorilla, the ape at exit 8, the one and only Ivan, mighty silverback. The names are mine, but they are not me. I am Ivan. Just Ivan. Only Ivan. Humans waste words. They toss them like banana peels and leave them to rot. Everyone knows that the peels are the best part. I suppose you think gorillas can't understand you. Of course, you also probably think we can't walk upright. Try knuckle walking for an hour. You tell me which way is more fun. Patience. I've learned to understand human words over the years, but understanding human speech is not the same as understanding humans. Humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowding the world with their noise even when they have nothing to say. It took me time to recognize all those human sounds, to weave words into things, but I was patient. Patient is a useful way to be when you're an ape. Gorillas are as patient as stones. Humans, not so much. Can you go elsewhere, please? You're being sassy today. How I look. I used to be a wild gorilla, and I still look the part. I have gorilla's shy gaze, a gorilla's sly smile. I wear a snowy saddle of fur, the uniform of a silverback. When the sun warms my back, I cast a gorilla's majestic shadow. In my size, humans see a test of themselves. They hear fighting words on the wind, when all I'm thinking is how the late day sun reminds me of a ripe nectarine. I'm mightier than any human, 400 pounds of pure power. My body looks made for battle. My arms, outstretched, span taller than the tallest human. My family tree spreads wide as well. I am a great ape, and you are a great ape, and so are chimpanzees and orangutans and bonobos, all of us distant and distrustful cousins. I know this is troubling. I too find it hard to believe there is a connection across time and space, linking me to the race of ill-mannered clowns. Chimps. There's no excuse for them. The Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. I live in a human habitat called the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. We are conveniently located off I-95 with shows at 2, 4, and 7, 365 days a year. Mac says that when he answers the trilling telephone. Mac works here at the mall. He is the boss. I work here too. I am the gorilla. Stop licking that paw. You're being distracting today. Why don't you come up here and listen? Yeah, why don't you sit down? Sit down. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Now we're going to listen. I work here too. I am the gorilla. At the Big Top Mall, a creaky music carousel spins all day, and monkeys and parents live amid the merchants. In the middle of the mall is a ring with benches where humans can sit on their rumps while they eat soft pretzels. The floor is covered with sawdust made of dead trees. My domain is the one at the end of the ring. I live here because I am too much gorilla and not enough human. Stella's domain is next to mine. Stella is an elephant. She and Bob, who is a dog, are my dearest friends. At present, I do not have any gorilla friends. My domain is made of thick glass and rusty metal and rough cement. Stella's domain is made of metal bars. The sun bear's domain is wood. The parrot's is wire mesh. 3 of my walls are glass. One of them is cracked, and a small piece, about the size of my hand, is missing at the bottom corner. I made the hole with a baseball bat. Matt gave it to me for my 6th birthday. After that, he took the bat away, but he let me keep the baseball that came with it. A jungle scene is painted on one of the domain walls. It has a waterfall without water, and flowers without scent, and trees without roots. I didn't paint it, but I enjoy the way the shapes flow across my wall, even if it isn't much of a jungle. I'm lucky my domain has 3 windowed walls. I can see the whole mall and a bit of the world beyond. The frantic pinball machines, the pink billows of cotton candy, and the vast and treeless parking lot. Beyond the lot is a freeway where cars stampede without end. A giant sign at its edge beckons them to stop and rest like gazelles at a watering hole. The sign is faded, the colors bleeding, but I know what it says. Mac reads the words aloud one day. Come to the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, home of the one and only Ivan, mighty Silverback. Sadly, I cannot read. Although I wish I could, reading stories would make a fine way to fill the empty hours. Once, however, I was able to enjoy a book that was left in my domain by one of my keepers. It tasted like termite. The freeway billboard has a drawing of Mac in his clown shoes and Stella on her hind legs and an angry animal with fierce eyes and unkempt hair. The animal is supposed to be me, but the artist made a mistake. I am never angry. I'm turning the next page. Yep, I'm going to turn the next page. Anger is precious. A silverback uses anger to maintain order and warn his troops of danger. When my father beat his chest, it was to say, beware, listen, I am in charge. I am angry to protect you because that is what I was born to do. Here in my domain, there's no one to protect. The littlest big top on earth. My neighbors here at Big Top Mall know many tricks. They are an educated lot, more accomplished than I am. One of my neighbors plays baseball, although she is a chicken. Another drives a fire truck, although he is a rabbit. I used to have a neighbor, a sleek and thoughtful seal, who could balance a ball on her nose from dawn till dusk. Her voice was like the throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. Children wished on pennies and tossed them into her plastic pool. They glowed at the bottom like flat copper stones. The seal was hungry one day, or bored, perhaps, so she ate 100 pennies. Mac said she would be fine. He was mistaken. Mac calls our show the littlest big top on earth. Every day at 2, 4, and 7, humans fan themselves, drink sodas, applaud, babies wail. Mac, dressed like a clown, pedals a tiny bike. A dog named Snickers rides on Stella's back. Stella sits on a stool. It is a very sturdy stool. I don't do any tricks. Mac says it's enough for me to be me. Stella told me that some circuses move from town to town. They have humans who dangle on ropes, twinning from the tops of tents. They have grumbling lions with gleaming teeth and a snaking line of elephants, each clutching the limp tail in front of her. The elephants look far off into the distance so they won't see the humans who want to see them. Our circus doesn't migrate. We sit where we are like an old beast too tired to push on. After our show, humans forage through the stores. A store is where humans buy things they need to survive. At Big Top Mall, some stores sell new things like balloons and t-shirts and caps to cover the gleaming heads of humans. Some stores sell old things, things that smell dusty and damp and long forgotten. All day I watch humans scurry from store to store. They pass their green paper, dry as old leaves and smelling of 1,000 hands, back and forth and back again. They hunt frantically, stalking, pushing, grumbling. Then they leave, clutching bags filled with things. Bright things, soft things, big things. But no matter how full the bags, they always come back for more. Humans are clever indeed. They spin pink clouds you can eat. They build domains with flat waterfalls. But they are lousy hunters. So I wanted to think about that because we've heard a lot about how the gorilla views humans, and we hear him compare humans to being stampede, like the stampede of cars on a highway. How they're lousy humans, how they are like chimps because they're so noisy and they waste words. It's definitely an interesting perspective to hear what this gorilla views of us. Just trying to see. So we've heard silverback, which is also less frequently known as a gray boss, an adult male over 12 years old with an area of silver hair on his back. The silverback is a figure of authority responsible for protecting his family. We have heard slimy chimp, which is a slang and offensive, which is a human, refers to the sweat on hairless skin. And we've already done domain, and that is it for today. So we will read some more every single day. I challenge you, once we get more into this book, I apologize for walkers barking. I challenge you, once we get more into this book, to take on the perspective of an animal, whether it's one of your animals at home or whether it's an animal in the wild, and take that on their perspective and think about how they view you. How do they view humans? How do they view what they see? Look through their eyes, hear what they're hearing, smell what they're smelling, taste what they're tasting, and kind of write a short story or a poem about that, because it's fun to take on the point of view of other things rather than constantly talk from our own point of view. Make sure that you are logging in for our office hours. And I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. And I know it's supposed to get warmer now this week, so enjoy the warm weather that is to come. All right, miss you, love you, bye.